We're working through all the different settings on the bernette Funlock b42 Coverstitch and chain stitch machine. Now, one thing that you'll run into when you start to work with some of the more stretchier fabrics, decorative fabrics, lycras, or even just thick spongy fabrics like fleeces, one of the things that you might run into is that the fabric wants to wave. And we're over here because we're going to talk about the differential feed. So what we have the option for, and you can kind of see that there is a break in this group of feed dogs. There's two in the front and two in the back. So sometimes when you're having the feeding and it's actually feeding a little too fast on the bottom layer, or maybe it's pressing down and giving you like a stretched out look, that is where differential feed can come into play. A normal setting is 1. Now, I love the knobs on the outside because that means I can change it as I'm sewing. So if I see things are not working well, I can come over here and maybe I don't even remember which way to turn it, because I can go ahead and turn it one direction and it gets worse, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I need to go the other direction. You know, you probably don't need this on too often, but I do like that they do put it on this cover stitch machine, and it can definitely help with a lot of fabrics. I've also picked fabrics thinking, oh my gosh, I'm definitely going to be using my differential feed, and then find out that's actually not required at all. So don't feel like just because you have a really stretchy fabric that you'll even have to use this. You can also use it in conjunction with the presser foot pressure knob. So you kind of have a medium setting, a high setting, and a low setting. So when you're not, when you're kind of just in the middle, of course, just leave it there if you're not really knowing if you have to change it. But what it does is how firm this foot comes down on your fabric. So there's just times where you're going to need to take some of the fabric you're working on, take a little bit extra or buy a little extra so you can run some tests. And remember, as you run tests, that when you go horizontally with the grain line or vertically from the grain line, you're going to get different results because one side's usually stretchier than the other. So give yourself a couple versions, check out which sides the hems are going to be on, maybe do a test run, and don't forget to check out those Craftsy classes we are recommending in the links below. And again, if you click on them and buy a class or sign up for Craftsy Premium, which allows you to watch all the classes, which is the best deal, by the way, we do get credit for your purchase, and we thank you. So I hope you'll just know that take some extra time when you have some fabric you're not used to, and if it's not coming out perfectly flat, start here with your differential feed for some easy adjusting.